Hello. Sorry, I was small there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a live stream, or if you're watching this on Rewind, then thank you for tuning in. Yes, it is Monday today. I hope you are all having a great Monday and starting the week well. As you can tell from the title, the thumbnail, and the little message popper thing that's underneath me that's scrolling through, we are going to be talking transfers today. Every Monday of January, we're going to be doing a transfer live stream, not a video, transfer live stream every Monday up until deadline day, February the 2nd. So, yeah, I hope you're all having a great day, everyone that's tuning in. And yeah, let's talk about the transfers. The first one, let's do this one first. Um, Hold on, I've got to remember what I'm doing. Add. As you can tell, I am quite new to this. There we go. There we go. That'll do. You can see what I'm talking about. So we obviously know about Hand of Arsenal here. Anyone that's following the media will know that Hand of Arsenal is an incredibly reliable source now, and he now claims that Arsenal are looking to sign talented forward Igor Tyjon. Igor Tyjon. Let's just call it Igor Tyjon from Blackburn Rovers. The Gunners made two bids last summer, with Arsenal seeing a second bid rejected of around £2.2 million. We are currently leading the race for the signature this January. Whether that whether other teams are actually in the race this January, Hand of Arsenal hasn't said, but it has been reported that both clubs in Manchester are tracking this young man's progress. 17 years old, by the way, 17 years old. Igor is currently on a scholarship contract and is keen on moving on. Sources close to the player suggest that he is already politely declined multiple new contract offers, despite Blackburn Rovers' best attempts to keep hold of their prized star striker. Igor's representative has informed his parent club of the player's desire to seek new challenges in a meeting as recent as 3 days ago, and a fee of £1 million is suggested as a sustainable offer to sign the highly rated striker, with Arsenal keen to add him to their youth ranks to compete with Andre Harriman and Noose. So yeah, Arsenal are keen on bringing in Igor Tyjon from Blackburn Rovers, as our Hand of Arsenal have stated. Look, this is clearly one that is going to be coming into Arsenal for the future. He's definitely not going to be getting a sniff of the first team this season unless he comes in January and we have a major injury crisis, which we all know Arsenal this season and last. We can't rule out any injury crises. However, my knowledge of the player is not great. I know he's English. I know he's been playing for the England youth teams, but other than that, I'm not like, I don't know the guy. You know, it's not like other players that we've been linked to that we'll be talking about today. There was a reply here. I can't find it. I'll just say it from memory. Someone asked, who can you kind of relate this guy to? And someone said that young Robin van Persie. And obviously, it's not much to take away from it because, he's 17. He might turn out to be the next Van Persie. He might turn out to be, he might never make it. But yeah, it's an interesting one to keep your eye on. I do think that if Arsenal keep this reported sort of interested in Igor Tyjon, then he would probably sign for us. But Yeah, it's an interesting one. However, now we're going to talk about an official one that has been confirmed by Arsenal on Arsenal's website. Um, Smilla Holmberg. Smilla Holmberg. Oh, I'm rubbish with names, aren't I? Yeah, we'll definitely get there. Anyone wondering who she is, I'm gonna go through her profile now that Arsenal have posted. 19-year-old right back, defender who um, plays right back most of the time, but I think can also fill in at centre back. Um, yeah, she signed to a long-term contract. Um, Signed from uh, her home club, I think. Yeah, she joined Hammerby, Hammerby, um, in at the age of 7, and has since made 96 appearances. She scored 10 goals, won the Swedish League title in 2023, and has won the Swedish Cup twice with that club as well. So yeah, honestly, again, similar to the last player that we spoke about, Igor Tyjon, I don't know much about Holmberg, which probably doesn't come as a surprise. I don't watch the Swedish Women's League. However, this is a priority position that Arsenal Women's went out with in the transfer window, a right back as cover for Emily Fox, which, yeah, very important because we've got Emily Fox in that position and no one else behind her. Um, and yeah, I think it's important that we have depth as well because we spoke in the summer. I did a show with Ella from AFTV, and we were both heavily praising the transfer window because we brought in some good players, um, but we were really sort of like we weren't taking advantage of the opportunities that were there for sort of squad fillers, and that's what Holmberg will be. And she's only 19, so in the future she could be a future star. We got a comment in here from 170 Gunner. Great signing as long as it is backup for Fox and not a replacement. Well, that's something that we're going to be talking about later, Emily Fox, along with a few other Arsenal women's players. We're going to talk about them a little bit later on. But yeah, more about Smilla Holmberg. Um, she's played in the Women's Champions League. She's played at the Euros. Um, she played at the Women's Euros against England as well. So I've seen her play one game. And the director of women's football at Arsenal, Claire Wheatley, and also head coach Rene Slagers, they both seem to be happy with this arrival um, of the young right back, and she will wear the number 31 shirt at Arsenal. Um, yes, another comment here, Matthew Lehman. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, have a great day, people. Next one that we're going to talk about, Marc Guehi. Let's talk about Marc Guehi. There's two things that I'm going to talk about for Marc Guehi. Two sort of articles here. A tweet here from Mo Arsenal. Yeah, I don't know if this is an actual source, but he has said he claims that Marc Guehi wants to leave Crystal Palace and also prefers to stay in London. If Arsenal make the move for him, he will join Arsenal. Salary's not an issue. Mikel Arteta's plan is to move Miles Lewis-Skelly to midfield, which would create a space for Marc Guehi in Arsenal's defence. Now, look, with Marc Guehi, right? He's an established England international. We've got the World Cup this year, of course, and I do think he'll probably be in England's starting back four. Alongside who? We'll wait and see. If Colwell's back, then maybe it'll be Levi Colwell, but I doubt it'll be him. Nasty injury, probably keep him out of the tournament. it will probably be someone like John Stones or something like that, or Andre Konza would be a good shout. But more to the point, Marc Guehi will probably be starting for England this summer. Now, if Crystal Palace were willing to do a deal this January, I think Arsenal would definitely be, what's the word? They'd definitely be safe. Well, safe, kind of. They wouldn't want to go overboard with the money because this guy has got, 6 months remaining on his contract. It does expire this summer, and I think Crystal Palace want to get money while they can, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I don't think it will be crazy money that Arsenal will be willing to pay. If Crystal Palace are open to doing anything less than 20 million, then I think it's an opportunity that Arsenal should look at. Anything more than that, I think we wait till the summer, to be honest with you, and get him on a free transfer. But Marc Guehi is definitely a player that I think Arsenal should be looking at. Obviously, we've got Gabriel and Saliba there, so it would be tough competition for him. But if he wants to stay in London, then Arsenal's probably the best option for him because he'll probably make the best salary at Arsenal. And if we're being honest with you, he's got a better chance of winning something at Arsenal than if he goes to Tottenham, for sure, or Chelsea, who at the moment they haven't really got any settled players. They haven't got a manager at the moment as we speak either. Obviously, that will change in the summer, but yeah, I do think he'd also face competition for places at Chelsea, which, yeah, obviously he'd face Arsenal, but he'd be in better competition at Arsenal because we've got better defense than Chelsea. So, and there's no question about that. However, can you see that? Not really. Let me change the layout quickly, or yeah, let me just remove the face cam. Marc Guehi, ever since Sammy Mockwell joined the BBC, we know what a good reputation he's built for journalism. Manchester City are now emerging contenders to sign Crystal Palace's captain Marc Guehi this month. BBC Sport understand that City are exploring a move for the England centre-back due to Josh Gvardiol and Ruben Diaz suffering injuries in the draw against Chelsea on Sunday. England centre-back John Stones is also currently out injured. So Manchester City are currently in an injury crisis at centre-back. And what Sammy Mokbel claims here is that they will be looking at Marc Guehi this month. And I do think that if he was to move to Manchester City, that he would be getting the game time that he wants, especially with the current injury crisis. But even when everyone's back, I think Marc Guehi probably starts for Manchester City. I think he's a player that you just find space for in a team like that. So, yeah, Marc Guehi, reportedly, apparently, Arsenal are interested. They probably are, but I don't see that happening this January. And Sammy Mockwell has now come out and said that Manchester City are in the race for him. And we mustn't forget that Liverpool are also chasing down Marc Guehi as well, with Konate possibly leaving this summer. Van Dijk's not getting any younger either, so centre back is something that they need, and Marc Guehi seems to be their leading candidate. Right, let's talk about Georgia Stanway next. This here is an article from Emma Sanders, BBC Sport Women's news reporter, and contract renewals and sparking interest. I'm just going to remove my face cam again. There we go. Now you can see what I'm reading. England's Georgia Stanway has attracted lots of attention, with Arsenal among those who have held talks with the midfielder. Her deal at Bayern ends this summer, and while she has an offer to extend, she could sign a pre-contract agreement in January to join another club in the summer. So, what has she said here? What has Emma Sanders said here? She has said, give me a minute, I'm just going to turn the light on. There we go. Now you can see me. She has said that Arsenal are in talks with Georgia Stanway. If this is true, I don't really want Arsenal to get a what pre-contract, whatever it was pre-contract agreement. That's the vocabulary that the BBC used. I don't really want that to happen. I want Arsenal to go and get Georgia Stanway now. Even if it does come at a cost, I do think we need a midfielder now, and we shouldn't be waiting until the summer. And when an opportunity comes up like George Stanway, you've got to take it. Lots of WSL experience, obviously, an established Lioness, one of the first names on the team sheet for the Lionesses, I think. She's a brilliant midfielder. I think she is in the leadership group for Bayern as well, so she's one of the captains as well. So it would be a great signing for Arsenal if we can go and get Georgia Stanway. We got another comment in here: Arsenal domination. My good mate, Arsenal Dom. Dom, I hope you're doing well, mate. Happy Monday. Hope your week's going well. Hope you started the week well. And yeah, also on this article, though, we spoke about Georgia Stanway, and I think I've made my view on that pretty obvious. Go and get her now. Don't get her to sign a pre-contract agreement. Yeah, go and get her now, but because we need her now. We need bodies in the midfield now. Here we go. Arsenal's biggest decision is whether to extend manager Rene Slager's contract, with it expiring this summer. They also need a goalkeeper and have been pursuing. We spoke about that. Hammerby fullback Holmberg. It's going to take me a little while to perfect that name, but that's something else. Rene Slager's contract is running down, expiring this summer, but also a couple of the players. European champions Arsenal want to keep US international Emily Fox, and she joins Katie McCabe, Kim Little, and Stina Blackstenius in having a deal that expires this summer. Emily Fox, Katie McCabe, Kim Little, Stina Blackstenius, Rene Slagers, get all their contracts done. Yeah, we can't be affording to let these players go. We need them. I think they're all key players. Katie McCabe's one of the captains. Emily Fox is one of the best right backs in the world. Kim Little is the captain. Stina Blackstenius is a proven goal scorer and a great option to have, say, when Russo's out of form, or even when Stina Blackstenius is in good form. We've seen them play together. So, yeah, I think Emily Fox especially, we should be looking to extend the contract of. And hopefully the signing of Holmberg, as 170 Gunner says here, is backup for Fox and not replacement, because we want Emily Fox to stay. She's one of the best right backs in the world. We've got another comment here. What's good? I hope you're doing well, mate. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new around here, please do subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Everyone who's tuning in, hope your day's going well. Now, this one here is quite a rogue one. I don't think there's any truth into this whatsoever, but we will talk about it anyway because it is a rumour. Transfer news: Arsenal have offered Real Madrid 50 million euros to sign their Moroccan star Brahim Diaz this January, and this is coming from a Spanish source. You can tell it's Spanish. Yeah. I don't know much about this sort of source, to be completely honest with you. I don't know if it's reliable or not. But more to the point, Brahim Diaz is a superb player, as stated here. The 26-year-old is currently on fire at AFCON, where he has been playing as a right winger and has scored in all 4 of Morocco's matches. Now, to be completely honest with you, he's a great player. I think he's underlooked at Real Madrid, to be completely honest with you. I don't think he gets enough credit. He's come up for them in some big moments, but I don't think we need him. We've got Odegaard, we've got Eze, we've got Ethan, all in that 10 role. And where he's been playing for Morocco on the right wing, Saka and Madueke. So where does this guy actually get in at Arsenal? Obviously, it's good to have a little bit of competition, but we addressed that in the summer. Um, with Madueke, Eze, and players like that. So for me, Brahim Diaz, as much as he is a quality player, I don't think we need him, to be honest, and I don't think it would be worth spending the £50 million on him when we can go and spend that money on a midfielder. However, I don't think Arsenal are going to spend €50 million this January anyway. So yeah, this one does not make sense to me whatsoever. We got another comment in here. It is not true and doesn't make any sense squad building wise. Plays as a right winger or a 10. We have so many of those. Yeah, I completely agree with you there, mate. That does not make any sense to me whatsoever. I don't see Brahim Diaz joining Arsenal this January. So yeah, maybe in the future, but definitely not this January. This is the next one that we're going to be talking about. It comes from an Italian source, and it is about the Serbian Declan Rice. People have labelled this guy. Arsenal was showing great interest in Club Brugge's Alexander Stankovic. That's like the first name of this whole list that I'm like, yeah, I think I've got that one, Alexander Stankovic. Arsenal appreciates that the 20-year-old's profile and potential. However, Inter Milan have got a €23 million buyback clause for next summer. So we will be facing competition with Inter Milan if this guy's actually any good. Because if he's so good, then surely, Champions League finalists last season, Inter Milan will definitely sniff an interest in him, especially for €23 million if he's that good. Again, the only time I've actually watched this guy was when he played against Arsenal in the Champions League the other week. And I'll be honest, none of the players from Club Brugge actually impressed me. We beat them 3-0. Yeah, they had a couple of good chances, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. Yeah, I do think that this is the area that we need to prioritise, not players like Brahim Diaz and Karim Adeyemi, who we'll talk about later. Honestly speaking, we need a 6. I love Zubimendi, but I don't know if it's the tactical change with us playing more centrally. We also lose control in game easily and definitely need a physically dominant one. Yeah, to be honest, as I said, I do think we need a midfielder. I do think Zubimendi's a great player and he's been one of the signings of the summer, to be honest with you. But yeah, I do think that a midfielder is needed because I don't think Norgard's played enough minutes, to be honest with you. And let's be honest, Mikel Merino is definitely better up front through the middle. So that really only leaves us with Rice, Zubimendi and Norgard. I do think Mikel Merino will play in midfield again. However, I do think we should be looking to buy one. And Alexander Stankovic is the latest name being linked. We also need a left winger who can create from wide areas and also create inside, cut inside, I think you mean there. But yeah, I do agree with that. But I do think that is much more of a summer move because I do think we're all right at the moment in that position. Trossard, Eze, Martinelli, Jesus. But yeah, definitely in the summer, that is somewhere where I think we need to invest, not Brahim Diaz. Sorry, people, but not him. Buardi, yeah, I did a video on Buardi the other day, actually. He is a player that is also another one heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. Again, I don't know anything about him. I haven't watched him. But if he's any good, then yeah, I guess I'll take him. He's young as well, so one for the future. The final rumor that we're going to be talking about today, Karim Adeyemi. Talk Sport. You all know how reliable Talk Sport are. Borussia Dortmund winger Karim Adeyemi is not interested in a move to Manchester United. After seeing the turmoil in the past few weeks, straight away with this rumor, they have completely ripped into Manchester United, which is just quite funny, to be honest with you, seeing what's happened with them today, Ruben Amorim being sacked. There was obviously talks about Adeyemi a few weeks ago, saying that he wanted to leave Borussia Dortmund because his girlfriend wants to live in a big city. This guy's sacrificing his career for his girlfriend. I mean, fair play, mate. I think London is, well, it's definitely a capital city and it's a major city, but yeah, I think that's Adeyemi and Adeyemi's girlfriend's first choice, London. So Arsenal would probably make sense for him. Instead, he would rather see Arsenal follow through on their interest. So yeah, I think the takeaway from this tweet here is he doesn't want to go to Manchester United. And Arsenal is something that he is considering. If this is true, obviously, as I said, TalkSport can't really rely on it. But yeah, what do you guys think of Adeyemi? Do you think that there is a slight chance that this happens this January, or is it more of a summer move? I know he's left-footed, so probably someone that's, I don't know, because he does play on the left quite a lot for Borussia Dortmund, doesn't he? So if he's coming in as a left winger, then yeah, that's cool. But from what I've heard, it's not great noise around him, to be honest, as a player. What we can do is get his FOTMob stats up. Adeyemi, Borussia Dortmund. Here we go. Can you see that? I'm in the way. Brilliant. Let me just change my layout. No, let's just go full screen here. Adeyemi, market value of £38 million. Contract expires at the end of next season. 23 years old. Yeah, look, he's predominantly a right winger, according to FOTMob. Can also play up front as well. 4 goals so far this season in the Bundesliga. Over 100 appearances for Borussia Dortmund. Let's have a look at his stats. So, shooting-wise and goal-scoring-wise, he's doing pretty well for Bundesliga wingers. Yeah, this isn't great. This is worse than Martinelli's, and I don't think Martinelli in the Premier League's been very good so far. Dribbles-wise and pace-wise, as we said, he's pretty good. Is Arteta going to like these defensive numbers? 36% of his duels won. 40% of aerial duels won. I don't know if Arteta is going to like these numbers. He hasn't been sent off yet, though, so he would come in with a pretty decent disciplinary record. Let me get myself back up. Boom. So Adeyemi, guys, what do you make of Adeyemi? Because based off of that, it's pace and dribbling and not much more, to be honest with you, which we've kind of got that in Martinelli. So is he really an upgrade? And it does say predominantly plays more as a right winger, so it doesn't really make sense to me. I'm guessing you're talking about Bawardi here. Yeah, he is very good. Reminds me a lot of Rodri. Long, lanky legs. Keeps midfield ticking. He is a tad bit over-aggressive, but potential is there for sure. Then about Adeyemi. Do not want... fair enough. All he is pace, and his first touch is poor. You guys had a similar complaint to Martinelli, and he has a similar profile, but he's worse than Martinelli. Oh, okay. I've watched him for 3 seasons now. He's a runner and a very fast one. Technically, he is poor, and he was a striker converted to winger, and beats his man with pace until he meets a competent left back. What? So fair enough. Fair enough. Let's get this back up. Yeah. What's your name? Sorry, Rookie. Rookie. I might have butchered the pronunciation there, but thanks for tuning in. Where are you from, by the way? Because it sounds like you watch a lot of football. Um, so yeah, thank you very much for coming on and giving an insight to these players. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate it a lot. Um, so yeah, it sounds like you watch a lot of football. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's all the rumours that are going around today. Adeyemi, um, Stankovic, Diaz, Guehi, Holmberg's been confirmed, Igor, and contract-wise, and also Stanway. Yeah, I appreciate all of you watching today. Which ones do you actually see happening, guys? Do you actually see any of these happening? I'm from Ghana. Oh, nice. You watch a lot of Bundesliga, La Liga, and Prem every game. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. A little bit of Syria, mainly Como. Oh, who's oh Como have got like a really young winger, left winger, that signed in January last year, I think. Diao, something like that. Diao. He's a player that I've been looking at for a little while, Diao. Um, well, I say look at. I don't necessarily follow him, but I've heard good things about him. So I know he's not been playing this season majorly, but how's Diao doing? I think it's his name. Let me have a look. I could be wrong. Squad. Where is he? This guy here. Diao. Yeah, it is Diao. How's Diao? Could be interesting, some of these deals. Yeah, I agree. In good and in bad ways, to be honest with you, because if we go and get Brahim Diaz for 50 million, then I've got a lot of questions to ask. Big up. Yan Diamande and Sayad El Mala, only wingers in the Bundesliga. Yeah, Diao is. Yeah, he's from Betis, isn't he? Is he actually any good? What's the hype surrounding him like? Because obviously he's injured at the moment. I know that. But yeah, he was on fire for you lot last season for Como. Says Fabregas, of course. Says Fabregas. Yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're new around here, then please do subscribe. I'm going to be doing a transfer stream every Monday up until deadline day, of course. So yeah. Let me put myself up on the big screen so I can read through some of these final comments. Yeah, guys, put in the comments down below who you want to see Arsenal sign in this January transfer window. Doesn't have to be realistic. It can be anyone. Who would your dream signing be? He has been okay. Okay. But Jaden Adai has been better. But both are really raw, and keep in mind Serie A is filled with wing backs, so there is space for wingers. Yeah, that is very true, by the way. You look at some of the big teams out there. You look at Inter Milan with DeMarco and their wing backs. You look at other teams with their wing back, Atalanta as well. Sead Al-Mala is going to Bayern. Is he? Is he really? Well, that doesn't surprise me. Oh yeah, we were linked with this guy, weren't we? I was watching AFTV's Transfer Daily this morning, and I think this was one of the names that was brought up. Yeah. Is it pretty much a done deal then to Bayern? I mean, he is German and playing in the Bundesliga and a young talent, so it doesn't really surprise me. I want Barcola. Yeah, I think Barcola would be great, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's get Barcola's numbers up on trusty FOTMob. Yeah, I think Barcola, I think the only thing that he's lacking really would be end product. However, that being said, he's playing in a PSG team where he's got a lot of competition for places. You look at Doué, Dembele, of course, Ballon d'Or winner, Kvaratskhelia as well. So players like that, he has got a lot of competition. Whereas if he came into the Arsenal team, obviously he had competition with Trossard, but yeah, I do think he'd come in and probably be a starter and probably prove his quality and showcase that. El Mala is very good from, yeah, I've seen that. His pace and finishing is very good. So future star for Bayern then. How old is he? Isn't he like 19, I want to say? How about Toby Collier or Anthony Papadopoulos? Yeah, so for you guys in the chat who don't know who those players are, I met Toby Collier. He's actually very good. He's a good midfielder, actually. Go on, Arsenal. Go and spend a big buck on Toby Collier and Papadopoulos. Mate, you can't start for a League Two team. I don't see what he'd bring to Arsenal. No, it's not a done deal yet. Bayern consistently monitoring him, like what they did with Tom Bischofs last year at Hoffenheim. Yeah. Is he actually a Bayern player? Bischofs. Did he actually sign for them? I think he did. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I don't think he's played for them, no. Oh, yeah, of course he has. 12 matches for Bayern this season. Yeah, I've just made myself look like a real mug. Arsenal also want to seem to want a left back. Yeah, that is actually something else that we could talk about. Bischofs, yeah, he plays a lot of left back. Yeah, that is something that we could talk about actually, because there was, let me try and find it. Someone posted a tweet about Arsenal looking at a young left back. I can't remember who it was, what the name was, but it was I think an Italian left back. Excuse me, people. Guys, can anyone in the chat let me know who I think I might be talking about? David from Milan. I think it was AC Milan. Because obviously they've had Teo Hernandez leave in the summer for Saudi Arabia, so it probably makes sense if it was Milan. They're not in Europe, are they, this season, Milan? Didn't they finish like 8th last season? Yeah, it did. Good knowledge, that. Squad. Who is this left back that I think I'm talking about? He's like 6 foot something or other. He's like massive. Was it actually AC Milan? Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, David. Yeah, you are correct in saying that. This guy here, people. Oh, this guy here, people. Arsenal are reportedly looking at this guy. Let me find the tweet. Oh, we don't care about that lot. Sorry, people. Yes, here we go. Arsenal monitoring AC Milan's David Bartezeghi. I'm not great with Italian names. I'm going to be honest with you, lot. I'm not great with names. As proved all stream, by the way. This is where I need my mate Josh. Watches quite a lot of the Serie A. Papadopoulos would be class in an Arsenal team. Moving on. Watched only 2 games of him, but he's 6'5" at 19 years old at left wing back. It's been good for them and overlaps very well, and we don't have that profile. I mean, it's a good point. We don't have that profile, like, sort of, where you look at Zinchenko predominantly drifts into midfield. We don't really have that option since Tierney left, but you do look at Calafiori. He's someone that can provide width, and I think the new coach, Gabriel, whatever his name is working on that with Lewis Skelly. Definitely was. According to this Italian source, no, I'm not clicking that link, just in case. And this, so 2 Italian sources. Arsenal are closely tracking the 19-year-old. He was a versatile defender, so he could play left back, wing back, and centre back, and has impressed this season. He scored a brace in a recent draw. Interest dates back to last summer. A potential move could be eyed for the next window. His contract currently runs until 2030, so he probably wouldn't come cheap. This guy. Arsenal have got some new head of scouting system as well. The one that they signed from Napoli. What's his name? Another name that I'm just not gonna get, but you know what I mean. Yeah, we brought this guy in for spotting potential for the future, and maybe this is one that he's found. Michele. Oh, I'm about to give up with names on this stream, people. Yeah. Nearly 45 minutes in, people. If you've been watching all the way, thank you very much. Yeah. I think that's probably where I'm going to wrap this stream up, to be honest with you. Thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it a lot. The support on the channel has been good. It was good in 2025, but I am telling you live now that in 2026 we are going even bigger. We're doing even more shows, even more live shows, more transfer stuff. I want to do a load more content as well. So yeah, I don't think this is Michele's work. He does most of his scouts outside Europeans' top 5 leagues. I just added the word Europeans into that comment. Yeah. Wow, it says here that we got 18 people watching. Can we get up to 100 people watching? Obviously, I'm joking. If you know, you know. Can we get 100 people watching? If you can share the stream, that's much appreciated. I'm not begging. But yeah, as a recap for those who are joining in late, should we get the screens back up? Yeah. just before we wrap up, the ones that we're looking at today, this week, Igor Tyjon could be joining Arsenal. We have confirmed the arrival of Swedish right back Holmberg. Marc Guehi could come to Arsenal, apparently, according to Mo Arsenal. However, what's his name? Sami Mokbel claims that he could be going to Manchester City. Hold on, have I not shared? Okay. Georgia Stanway, Arsenal could happen. Hopefully, it happens now and not this sort of pre-contract thing that's being discussed for next season. Get her in now, Arsenal, if you're serious. 50 million euros to sign Brahim Diaz. No, thank you. This guy, I'd take Alexander Stankovic. Karim Adeyemi. No, thank you. And then, of course, this guy here, David. Bartosegui, I don't know. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, people. Yo. Big up, Rory, by the way. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I think you went back to college, you said today. So, yeah. Go and give this guy a subscribe. I am going on his channel later. I'll put that on my community post after the stream. Go and check that out. Thank you very much for subscribing. Guys, do the same if you're new around here, so you don't miss future transfer streams. It's been an absolute pleasure, people. We will be back next Monday. That will be the next transfer stream. However, I have got another one planned this week. We are going to be going live either tomorrow or Wednesday, probably in the evening. But I am getting a guest on for that. I haven't actually told anyone about that yet, so a little exclusive there. Hopefully that will be happening. If not, then it will definitely be happening at a later date. But we will be talking about Bournemouth. We'll be talking about Bournemouth. We'll be talking about Liverpool. We'll also be talking about Chelsea, because we got them in the cup in the next couple of weeks, and we'll also be talking about managers because we've seen a couple of sackings in the Premier League recently. So who do you guys reckon will be next? We'll be talking about that on a later stream. And yeah, video wise, Liverpool, probably do a match reaction to that. Probably won't do one on Thursday because it's quite late kickoff. Maybe Friday evening, we'll get a match reaction to that. Might do a live show if you're lucky. So yeah, we're very consistent this week. Please do subscribe. I'm not begging when I say let's get 100 people watching. Please do share the stream on your group chats on if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Let's have a look. We are currently ending the stream on 56 subscribers. Wow. That probably doesn't sound like a lot to the viewers, but to me that's great because we started in the summer. We're aiming for triple digits, at least 100 by the end of the season. One more comment to wrap it up. Up the Gunners, just found your channel and subscribed. King of Brazil, I appreciate that very much. I like the profile picture as well. Lovely picture of Declan Rice. He's living the dream at the moment, isn't he? That's something else that we're going to be talking about later on in the week. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I will see you all very soon. Transfer streams on Monday up until deadline day and other streams during the week. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. And because all you people are new around here and you missed went too early there, I'm going to play the new countdown.